Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I am extravagant. Hold on. Now that I'm talking to you, I can finally turn down my fake music. I was fake playing guitar. I don't have any actually talent.
Oh no,
So,
I'm sure you have plenty of talent. You just gotta practice a little bit.
is that really it? Yeah.
I think
I've
so.
tried, but I don't think it's really worked out. Are you holding yours too? I told my wife,
I
it's just
am.
us artists hanging out, no big deal.
Thank you for having me today. I appreciate it. It's nice to get
Hey,
to talk to you.
absolutely. No, I'm excited. So, first off, I am a big fan,
Oh,
and
thanks.
congratulations on the new single. It sounds great. I'm
Thanks.
excited to hear it here in a few minutes. So, are you in quarantine right now? Are you at the house?
Yeah, I'm trying to grow a mustache.
Oh, tell me about it.
I got a little
I'll
one.
never be able to get one.
I don't think this is like just a few. It's like maybe like
Ooh.
5 days, but it's like starting to come in.
You haven't shaved in 5 days? That's fancy. That looks.
I decide
You're
no, it's more than 5 days. It's like maybe 8 or 9, but I'm only
okay.
growing it just like it's more of like it's not like a serious thing. Like I want to have one, but just to like have it for like a day or two, just to say I did it, and then it looks like well, someone said you shaved it, but I didn't. No, I didn't shave. It's just the angle. I posted a picture of it on my story, but then I used a filter to make it look like darker, like there was more hair there.
Ooh, I like that. I
Yeah,
like
so it's
that.
not real. It's not as pronounced as I made it seem. So it's still there though.
I just thought that. So you just started doing Instagram Live and all this. You're not used to doing this.
Well, I didn't just start, but it's been a while since I've been doing Instagram Live. Like when I first started like trying to get my music out there, actually Instagram Live didn't even exist. I was using like a different app called You Now, and I used to
You
go
never
live
even
like
heard of MySpace, huh?
me. Oh, I had a MySpace.
Oh, did you? Shout out. That's how I met my
Yeah.
wife. Remember, I put her in my top 10, and I'm telling
Really?
you, she totally lost it. No, not really, but I really did meet her that way.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah. Okay, sorry, I totally sidetracked
No,
you.
that's awesome. I had a MySpace. Hi, how are
Smart
you?
Angie.
What's your name?
All
What's your
right, sorry.
wife's name?
Her name's Angie.
Oh, nice to meet you, Angie. Um, we well, you're welcome to join us. I think the cool
Yeah,
thing
I know.
about
Feel free to
Instagram
hang
Live,
out.
I think
Make
like
it way better.
I think that's like it's cool to do these things because it's just like a hang, and that's
Right.
it's very informal, which I like, and I think that like there's like I don't know, it's a good place for that kind of stuff. But I used to
No, no,
okay, I had
no.
a MySpace, and then before that there was a thing called Zanga.
Shout out Zanga.
Yeah, but I never used that. But I
No, me
remember
neither.
like the first like social media I had, which like didn't really count, but I had AIM, Instant Messenger.
ASL question mark.
Yeah, I used to have like an away message and all of those things.
Shout
And
out.
you would want the girl that you like to read your away message. You'd like put like cryptic things like about like thinking about someone right now, BRB, and like you'd want them to see it.
Okay, I
So
have a true question though. Did you
Okay.
have AIM Express or did you actually have like a legit AOL account?
I had both, but I started
Oh,
with you know,
fancy!
you know.
Yeah, see, I didn't actually have internet. This is my buddy Scott Hart had internet. So when I went to my buddy Scott Hart's house, I'd go, "Woo, let me hop on and see what this is all about." So when I actually got internet, I was like, "Yo, this is embarrassing." I sound like I live in Virginia, and I'm just no disrespect to Virginia. I I know you're not from Virginia, so that's
No,
good
I'm
news.
from Arizona, so it's okay.
Right? Yeah.
But the people of Virginia are friendly. They're very nice people.
Yes. Of course, my luck is that that's like your biggest place, and they're like, Why would you do that? We'll
No,
never
no,
let you
no,
talk
no,
to this
no.
guy again." No, no, no. So before I get myself in any more trouble and derail with that, I do have a few questions, and I do enjoy
Sure.
your music because you do actually have story music instead of just some random lyrics, and so I am curious because I catch myself with the show. I do the morning show here,
Cool.
and so I get everything, especially with everything that's going on right now with COVID. It's hard to just find other stuff to talk about. So I try to talk about personal stuff, and that seems like a lot of your music. Do you
Yeah.
catch yourself like, what is your writing process whenever you do have something that comes to your mind, like, you have
Well,
a
I like
song
to
you.
write about things that are like happening. in my life, like actually,
So is
and
it
I like to write about things. I guess I use like writing music as a way to like express myself when I feel sad sometimes. So and it
right?
makes me feel better, because people will be like, "Oh man, like well you should have more like happy songs," and I'm like, "That's a fair point," but at the same time, like when I'm happy, you know, like I'm like, "Oh man, I just want to enjoy this moment." I'm not usually compelled to like sit down and write a song, you know.
No,
Not that I
totally.
can't write songs about happy things too. But I've always
No,
listened,
no, no.
like when I was younger, I listened like a lot to Eminem. For some reason, like his music is
Shout
always
out.
very like heartfelt, and I think the recent stuff is a little bit different. I mean, like he didn't really do. I guess he did kind of do some like diss rapping earlier on, but he never did like the like rap god kind of stuff. Like
Right.
when like
It
in the
was you
early
could
days.
understand every single thing he said, and yeah, it had a story behind it. I
Yeah,
definitely know what you mean.
and to me, like that's the kind of stuff that's compelling because I feel like life is like very like there's amazing parts of life and there's also sad parts of life and it's like very bittersweet and those are the songs that I always gravitated towards. Like I went to summer camp when I was younger and I was also a camp
Shout out.
counselor, which is like where I yeah exactly yeah it's like where I kind of
Yeah.
got into music is one of the places, and they would always do like Cat Stevens songs, so we would sing those, and like there's a song called Cats in the Cradle. It's about like this young
Yo,
girl.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna throw up.
god!
Okay, so I apologize to interrupt you. Okay, can someone mark the tape? Okay, so I've been embarrassed forever because, and I literally just was talking about this. My mom, she is the worst coach of all time. For some reason, when I was in like fifth grade, I went into the talent show. Never have I done that before. And
Okay.
she was like, "Hey, this is the song that will win the crowd." And I think TLC Waterfall was also like the same time. So
Oh,
I did Cats in the Cradle. Hey, feel free. Cats in the cradle and the silver
you got it. You got
spoons,
it.
little boy blue. Okay, so this is me in the I'm just doing this the entire time, and it's extremely embarrassing. No one knows what it's about. I mean, and my wife has given me such a hard time forever. She's like, "Why would you do Cats in the Cradle when you have all these other songs?" So I'm sorry to just
Well,
completely.
I
That's
think the
probably the
reason
biggest reaction you've ever gotten for Cats in the Cradle, huh?
well, could be, but I remember when we used to sing it, we would sing it at camp, and I would sing it, and like we would all sing it together out of the songbook, and then one day I actually paid attention to the lyrics, and I was like, oh, this is like really like real.
It's deep,
This is like
right?
a really this is like, and he's not trying to be deep or anything. Like you don't. That's the
Mhm.
thing that I realized about like life too. Is like you don't have to like try. Like life itself is like very. I don't know. It just feels very real, and it's not. You don't have
Yeah,
to like. You don't have to be like. The words are escaping me.
disingenuine.
Yeah,
Just go with the
it's
flow.
just like
Yeah.
you don't have to try to be deep to say something profound. And I think
Right.
that they really did like a really good job in that song of outlining a part of life that is true. So
Right. No, totally. So whenever you do have something that hits you and you have an idea, do you write it down at all? Do you put it in your
yeah,
phone?
I try to.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like not, sometimes I'll be like on a bus or something like that, and like I'll be like, oh, I have an idea, like I should sing it into my phone. So I like people be looking
Yeah.
at me like, why are you
Yeah.
singing?
Well, I just saw
You know?
an interview Niall Horan did, and he was talking about how they were trying to rob him for his cell phone, and they held him at knife point, and they were like, "Give me your phone," and he gave him all his money, and when it came to his phone, he was like, "No," because they wanted him to unlock it, and he was like, "I think I'm gonna get stabbed, or I'm gonna just throw it in the water,"
Did they know who he
and when he
was?
said it was Niall
No, they
Horan.
didn't know who he
Oh
was.
no, no, no! It was just he was walking the
He
street,
was just
and
mobbed, like as a stranger would be mobbed.
yeah. So, he was pretty scared about it. And he said the reason he didn't want to give him his phone is because he had so many voice notes,
Right.
so many, text messages. And to even randomly mix it up, who was the last famous person to text you with this whole, checking on you to see if you're okay with
I texted
coronavirus?
John Mayer to ask him about how he was doing.
Shout out.
You should
No.
you should ask him for his John Mayer voice.
No,
He
okay.
does
Okay,
a
so
great.
my wife, again, okay, this was my last year's anniversary gift to her. She thinks okay, so my John Mayer, all right, so, okay, on the spot, so I do, your body is a wonderland. Oh,
They're pretty close.
you hear it, right?
Pretty
Okay,
close, yeah.
hold on, this will make it better, hold on. Your body is wonderland. Oh, you hear that? There it is. You see
It still
that?
sounds like you, but I could see it.
Sounds like
It's not the swag, That's all it is. Yeah. So, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. And speaking of that, Did you ever find out if your cousin was okay at all?
He's okay. He's good.
That's good.
He's
Okay,
good. He's
good.
all right.
Good. Good. Well,
So
that's great news.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that's good news. I don't think he had anything. So
Good. Do you do you go out at all, or are you staying home completely?
I'm staying home because of my parents.
Completely. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. Oh, I like that. You did and you even trending with it. I like that. Good point. Do you have a ton of toilet paper at the house?
It's not really like my main concern, you know. Like we have some, but if worse comes to worse, if I gotta hop in the shower, you know.
Right. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. I actually
Yeah,
didn't even
I mean,
think
it's
of
not
that.
like the most desirable way to clean yourself, but like I'm more worried
Right.
about having food. But I think like I don't think people are like raiding the stores for toilet paper anymore.
No, you actually have a good
no
point.
more.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
Have you been snacking a ton?
Have I been snacking a ton? Yeah, but we're starting to run out
Big
of
boy
food, so
question.
we do Instacart, but like it only
Ooh.
comes every like 2 weeks.
Okay.
Oh.
So
Okay, that's not gonna work in this house.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to show you my chip count. But hey, before I get caught up in any food, because I am excited about that. Hey, lots of hearts for Alec Benjamin joining us today. By the way, I really appreciate that, and I'm also super excited. Now let me put this down because I have no clue. I'm actually not an artist, but you're gonna be performing "Oh My God" today, and man, I'm super excited about that.
Sweet.
Um, and like I said, before I get caught up in food talk, take it away.
All right, here we go. Hey there, that's cool.
Honey, I don't want to leave you out.
I'm gonna burn my
Pictures I keep on my shelf, cause it's been so long since I've looked like myself. Burn another candle down. Burn another candle down. Running low on patience, running out on fumes. I'm never gonna make it halfway to the moon, but it's too late to turn around. But it's too late to turn around. I'm running out of oxygen. I'll never be the same again now. Same again now. Oh my God, I can't remember who I was just last December. What have I done? How did I get here? What have I done? Oh my God, look in the mirror, I was young. Nothing to fear once, what have I done? How did I get here? What have I done? Maybe I was foolish, I guess I was naive. I didn't know what I had, and I thought I had to leave. I wish that I was homeward bound. Now I'm running on patience. Oh man, I forgot what I'm supposed to do.
No, you got it. Hey.
Something, something, something. That's okay.
Hey.
I'm running out of oxygen. Can't help but wish I'd stayed. I'm lost just like Will Robinson, a rockin' man in space. Oh my God, I can't remember who I was last December. What have I done? How did I get here? What have I done? Oh my God, look in the mirror, I was young. Nothing to fear once, what have I done? How did I get here? What have I done? Cool.
Oh, let me truly phenomenal. I mean, talk about
Thanks.
great. No, that really was. I know that that's got to be semi awkward to do it on Instagram
I'm
Live.
used to doing the live stream, so it's all good.
Okay,
It
good.
made it less awkward because you guys did the
The lighters.
Yeah, that was a nice touch.
Yeah, I had that halfway ready. I think those are all burned out. People are like, "Yo, why do you have all these lighters?" I know that was commitment. But hey, I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
No,
Thank
you did a
so
great
much.
job. No, absolutely. So one thing I was halfway curious about, I was the first song that I heard was "Let Me Down Slowly," and I think it's super important to bring it up that when you wrote that song, you weren't actually signed with the world's greatest Atlantic Records, right?
Well, okay, so when I wrote that song, I was unsigned when I wrote it.
Right.
But I had a few songs that were on the last batch of songs that I put out. That were part of the last batch of songs that I put out that I wrote while I was signed to a different label.
So how does that work whenever you do want to? Little Dicky has a new show. When I was watching it, he paid like $10,000 for a feature. How does that work whenever you do have someone like Alessia Cara on a song?
She was out of the kindness of her own heart and just wanted to do it.
Shout
So I
out
just
Alessia
Wow.
asked
Cara.
her.
Hearts for Alessia Cara. Brr,
Yeah,
brr, brr,
she was
brr.
amazing. She was just like, I mean, to be honest, I'm not really like a part of that part of the business stuff. I just more of like,
Right.
I let managers and labels work through that stuff. So to be
Totally.
honest, I can't really answer that question. I
No,
think maybe
totally.
Lil Dicky is like slightly more savvy than I am.
Yeah, no,
But
and it's also for his new TV show. Let me also throw that out there.
I haven't seen it
But
yet.
yeah, no, man, I'll say it's mega intense, but I was halfway surprised by it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Let me see. I also had. I want to ask some questions, and I'm gonna be like, "Yo, you should have asked that," and I'm gonna be so upset that I didn't. So now this is so embarrassing. I'm going through my
Do
notes.
your thing, dude. It's all good.
You're the world's greatest. Oh yeah, that's the whole thing I was gonna ask. So, whenever you had your first record deal, and then you were let go, and obviously with so many people who just got fired, what advice do you have for someone who may have just got fired?
Well, I mean,
Because,
I think that this is like it's a scary time. I mean, I think that like the people who are getting let go now, it's through no fault of their own.
of course,
So, that should partly bring. I don't know. I am the wrong
well,
person to ask. Yeah.
to be honest, and I didn't mean to be all like, what's the unemployment rate like, Alec
No,
Benjamin?
I know. I just like
Uh,
I don't know what advice to offer people because this is such a scary
right.
time. And the
Well,
scary part is that it's like there's nothing anyone can do about it.
totally.
It's like that's so I'm not sure, but I guess
Well,
hang in there.
I guess really, I was thinking that, people who just lost their job, it kind of came out of nowhere. Same with you, you got dropped out of nowhere. And I imagine that that was kind of like a crush. And for me, I would think, man, I really got to grind. Same for everyone else. It's like, hey, something may
Well, I
happen.
think when I got dropped from the label, it was I had it was in part due to like me not being ready to have a record deal, and also like I could have worked harder, and I think that I just looked at my situation and was like, here's what I need to do to fix it. And I think for people who are going through what's like whatever's happening right now, it's like it wasn't their fault, so it's not like I could be like next try harder next time, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like
right. No, no,
I
no,
don't know.
totally.
I don't
No,
know.
that was probably the world's worst question to try to end with. So
No, it's
let me
all good.
not.
It's all good. It's all good.
Uh,
I gave
uh,
you my honest answer.
no,
But
you
the
definitely
only thing
did.
that I can give, and hopefully it helps a little bit, is to just like do things like this and play music for people,
Totally.
and like just like hopefully
And it
that
does.
even if it's only for a few moments to like take people's minds off of what's going on. That's pretty much all I can do, and
Right.
that's what I'm trying to do.
That's my hey, it's time to wrap that queue. It's time to wrap it up text message. So, man, I can't tell you how much I genuinely appreciate you taking the time to
Yeah,
sit here
thank you
and
for
chat with
taking the
us.
time.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and by the way, I got to tell you my last thing. I know you were a karate instructor, so you're talking to a former white belt.
Oh,
Uh,
amazing, amazing.
yeah, no big deal. I brag about
Cool.
that. So, congratulations on the new single. Oh my God.
Thanks.
Stay safe. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
Lots
you
of
guys.
hearts.
I'm gonna Tulsa soon.
Yeah, I'd love to see
All
you.
right, I'll see you soon.